You are now listening to the Astral Hour. I'm your host, AstralMeadow. Join me as we take a glimpse into the mysterious.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about palmistry. Could you explain what it is, and do you notice that the lines ever change or anything like that?
Yes. Palmistry is basically like a blueprint of your life on your hand. Now, there are different theories depending on what part of the world you're talking about. Indian palmistry is definitely different from Western world palmistry, what we practice here. There's different theories on which hand you should read. Some people always say that the left hand is your potential, the right hand is what you actually end up doing. For simplicity's sake, because I've also done a tremendous amount of party work or event work with thousands of people waiting in line, I will always read the right hand because to me, the right hand, whether you're left or right handed, is irrelevant to me. I see the right hand as what you actually end up doing. So I think it's great to know what your potential is to some degree, but does it really matter? Because in the end, what you do is what counts. So I don't waste a lot of time looking at potential. I just look at what people are going to actually do. So what the palm shows you is basically how they're going to hold up physically, financially, how they're going to what's their emotional personality going to be like, intellectually, how are they put together, and the lines do change. They can get deeper or lighter, they can change color. They're not going to move an inch on your hand, they can't do that. They can grow longer. They can grow additions to the line. It's like feathering, where it looks like lines are growing off of lines. Okay. So they can change tremendously over a lifetime, but your basic personality is your basic personality. And that's probably not going to change a whole lot. So, for example, if your headline, which is about your emotional makeup and also how you process things mentally and how you make decisions, if it's on a real downward slant showing that you're prone to depression, you're probably always going to be very sensitive and prone to depression. You can treat it and you can make it better, and you can even correct it sometimes, but it's going to show that that's your tendency. Okay. And so, and then the heart line, for example, which is about your emotional makeup, that's where you often see the most changes because people, tend to live lives of based on relationships and other aspects that relate to the heart. And there you will see a lot of changes over the course of a lifetime. So they do change. So what you're looking at when you look at a hand is not just the lines or the direction they're heading in, but also just the depth of some of the lines. Do they have a lot of lines or a few lines? Are the lines going all in one direction, showing that there is something going on there that's creative, or are you just have a mass of lines on your hand that looks like a big jumble, which means you're just a worrywart? So there's so many aspects. The fingers are very involved. The thumb, which is your power center, are very important. The size of the hand. Um, I always say small hands rule the world. Trump has small hands, and he's succeeding in ruling a few things. And larger hands tend to be more interested in doing small work, beadwork, things you do on a micro level. So there's a lot of things you look at.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
So are there any lines that are like faded where if they change, does that mean that the person has somehow altered their fate or, you
Yes.
know?
If you have a very distinct but light looking lifeline,
Mhm.
chances are you're going to be relatively healthy, but you're not particularly spending a lot of time worrying about your health or a lot of time in the gym. If that line gets very deep and more intense, depending on the characteristics of it, but if it basically just becomes a deeper line, you're likely to become more physical as you age.
Mm.
Or as you get in that part of your life, you're likely to spend more time, maybe not just focusing on your diet, but working out at the gym, running, jogging, doing things that are going to make you more healthy. So, yeah, that does happen.
I
Yeah,
just find it so fascinating how everything just corresponds with
it
the
does.
greater the story. So you could like look at a map of the foot and see the organ system, or
Uh,
you could look at the hands and somehow see the destiny and the life's direction. But it's like the blueprint is all over us.
it's there.
It's like, which part do you want to focus on?